Hi parents, my name is Kelly McNew. I'm a licensed counselor and a registered play therapist supervisor. I have a practice in Edgewater, Maryland, providing counseling and play therapy services to children, adolescents, and families. I'm making some videos during the COVID-19 pandemic to help support parents at home. I'm hoping to share some activities that use play and art to help children be able to express and regulate their emotions and behavior more effectively with the support and connection of their parent to participate along with them. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about emotion regulation and how we as parents can help support that in our children. And then I'm also going to provide a regulating activity using breathing that you can do at home with your child. I'm looking forward to sharing more videos, and I hope that the work that I'm doing in my play therapy office through telehealth is able to provide some insight into what I do with children and families and how parents at home can use some of the strategies that I'm using to help support their children at home. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about emotion regulation. Emotion regulation is the ability to take in information that you're receiving and be able to process how you think and feel about that internally, and then make actions with the world around you that are supportive of meeting a goal in an effective and appropriate way. So as parents, what we can do most when we're working with our children at home to help them with this skill is to be their co-regulator. So if you think about how a pilot who is flying a plane often has a co-pilot to help them. If the pilot is having difficulties or is unable to fly the plane, to regulate what's going on, the co-pilot steps in to help take over and to help keep the plane at a steady rate going in the direction that it needs to go to safely land. And I think that is a great metaphor for parents to think about, that they are their children's co-pilot and the child's ability to pilot their own emotions. And if we think about ourselves as the co-regulator, we can help children manage these emotions a little more effectively. I also like to think about being more of a thermostat than a thermometer. So we choose to respond to our children's emotions rather than to react to their emotions. So if we're a thermometer, when they go up, we start to go up. And this often will escalate the problem to the point where no one wins and everyone is upset and angry, and it doesn't go well for any party involved. If we think about ourselves like a thermostat, we take in our child's information and emotions and behavior being expressed, and then we decide what to do with them. And that way we're more patient and accepting of the emotion, and we're able to come up with a potential parenting solution that will be most effective to help them be able to regulate their emotions. And sometimes that means taking some power away from them, but often it means empowering children to find some solutions for themselves that work for them to help regulate their own emotions. I think we also really need to think about a rule of thumb that I've learned from Gary Landreth and Sue Bratton. They're internationally known and recognized in the field of child-centered play therapy. And one of the rules of thumb that I've learned is that you can't give away that which you don't possess. And I think this is a really important rule of thumb to think about when we're working with our families and our children, and whether that's in an office as a therapist or whether that's at home with our children. You are asked to give so much of yourself as a parent, and you simply don't have the resources within you right now to meet the demands that are currently expected of us. And I think by all means, we can't give away patience and acceptance for our children if we ourselves aren't accepting and patient of ourselves. We're going to make mistakes as parents, and we're going to have some difficulty doing one thing at one time and being able to manage our own emotions. But one of the best things that we can do for ourselves is to accept ourselves, accept our actions and our behaviors and our emotions, and be able to take ownership of that and be responsible for them, to apologize when we make mistakes. We're all human. We all are going to react sometimes rather than to respond. But I think one of the main things that we can do right now is take care of ourselves, use self-care, to reach out to a friend, to go for a walk, to find some activities that we have enjoyed in the past that we simply haven't had time for, or find new things that we can do during the pandemic that help provide some support to ourselves emotionally. Some of those ideas are making sure that we're eating and sleeping on a routine basis and a regular, consistent kind of pattern, making sure we're exercising, making sure we're connecting with friends and family as well. So thinking about being co-regulators and thinking about being a co-pilot for our children, I think was really meaningful. One of the last things I wanted to share with you is a breathing technique to help with regulation. I suggest you try this first on yourself and then at home with your child. You can do this as well. And I think it just takes a little bit of practice, but it is very relaxing and regulating for our emotions. It also involves touch, which is really important right now. Children have far less touch than they're typically used to with the social distancing and not being able to play tag with their friends and not being able to hug their grandparents or extended family members. So this is a breathing technique that just involves your hands. And this is called 5-finger breathing. You're going to start at the bottom of your palm. That's my cat. And you're going to trace your fingers as you take a deep breath in, filling up your lungs with air through your nose, holding at the top, and then exhaling through your mouth to the bottom. You're going to go up to the top of your index finger, hold at the top, and exhale down. You're drawing the air in through your nose, down deep into your belly, holding and exhaling down. Trace over all of your fingers until you get to the very end at your pinky and back down. So after you've done this for yourself, I encourage you to try this with your child. You would hold their hand up and give them some directions just to sit relaxed and calm and follow the directions that you're giving them. And you're going to trace along their fingers and share the same information that I just did with you, that you're taking deep belly breath in through your nose, holding at the top, and exhaling down until you do each finger. I think it's a great regulating kind of activity for both parents and children right now. We all need to take a break and take a breath and realize that we're going to get through this together. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you again soon.